So now this is like if your marriage was a food dish, what would it be?
Well, that's a little different because
That's like an 8-course meal. That's not even a dish.
Yeah. You can go. Brian Beef did it when I asked Ken that question. We did a whole menu. So
like that's definitely a menu. Yeah. It's not even.
Well, it's weird though because that actually changes the dynamic because again, like we've had, like I would say in the beginning, it would have probably been like. I'll give you something like, let's just say like Cheesecake Factory, you know, like where you like, oh, like, let me get
fried macaroni.
Right, you know, everything is
avocado
fun
rolls.
and it's, it's hot, like, burn me.
Enjoy it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we get to, then we had our mellow stage, so that was more like.
The brown bread and some butter.
Yeah, it's kind of like, all right, I'll take some toast, you know, like something to drink. And then we had a rough patch where like everything was burnt. Like food was spoiled, so like that was pretty tough to.
That was like raggedy lettuce.
That was our rough patch. And then things started getting better. The food started tasting a little better. So then it started turning more into like like your fine dining, like it's not, tastes a little different. Yeah. Like it's the same stuff, but now it tastes different. So I would say like our courses over the years of our marriage have just went through all the stages of preparation.
Would you agree?
I mean, yeah, but I think it's more complex than that. Like as I said, you can't really give a dish. It's kind of like when you go to those places where I've never been, like the dim sum, I've seen it.
Where there's like
multiple things in front of you and like you take a little bit of this.
Oh, like a buffet.
Yeah.
Like Ethiopian restaurants where you have everything.
Like the Moroccan, when
you're using your hands.
I feel like it's more like that. Because it's kind of like, you'll start with something and it's kind of like, oh, this is great, this is good. And you're like, I don't know if I like this. And then you get to know, and then you start indulging in that one thing, but after a while, the taste, you get tired of the taste after a while, you're like, I don't want not know one bite of this no more. You know what I mean? And so you put it to the side, and now you're trying to taste other things. Then you get to something that's like, too hot. It's too spicy, it's too hot. I don't want to eat this anymore. And then at some point you look over and then you see that thing that you were tired of, and then you pick it back up and it's like, it tastes so much better now. So that's kind of how I feel about the marriage. You know what I mean? You get to a place of, I'm good here. This is consistent. I know this. I love this. You know what I mean? So I think with marriage, as it relates to eating, it's one of those things where it's kind of like you're trying so many different things, but you always kind of go back to that
thing, that consistency.
Right.
Yeah, that thing that feels like home. And so you talked about the rough patch. In what way did food keep you guys together through that patch?
I wouldn't say it kept us together, but Sandra just has she always asks, like, regardless whether she's, not so much now, but back then she was just like, did you eat? Are you hungry? Well, y'all grown ass man, like, stop asking me if I,
I could not agree with that.
I can, I'm not helpless, so I can survive. Albeit whatever it is, like I'll figure it out. But like,
meanwhile, me asking you if you ate, that's me giving love.
Yeah, sure.
I think, even just watching my parents, like they weren't the lovey-dovey type of couple, but my mom always made sure there was food. She would serve him, even when I knew they were beefing, like she would still make food and serve him. And so with Sean, it's kind of like, if he mad, he don't want your no stinking food, he don't want it. But me still loving him, even if we're not on a good term, I'm always gonna ask, did you eat today? I'm never gonna feel comfortable to sit down with my own food, not knowing if you ate. So for him, it was kind of like I'm babying him. But for me, this was me. That's just the way that I could show love.
Is that because that's how you grew up and you're seeing it like you? That
I guess that's kind of how I translated it. You know what I mean? Like that was still love.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And so today, what role does food play in your home?
Survival.
Because you have kids now. So
God.
So what role does food play in all of that?
like legit survival. Like at
Yeah.
this point, I am not a chef by any means. I'm not a cook. He knew that when we were getting married. I told him I don't like cooking. I do it because I have to. You know, I don't want us to die. We have to eat. But I just don't like cooking. At this point in our dynamic, the family's like 3 different dishes. I have to make something for the baby. I have to make something for Miles because he's very picky. He has allergies. And then there's something for us. So at this point, it's kind of like with us, you know, working and everything going on, it's really hard for me to kind of create meals like I used to. So now it's kind of like, what you want, nuggets? What you want? You want a sandwich? I'm gonna eat cereal. What you want? There's some leftover rice in the fridge. I got some chicken wings in the bag. So at this point, like I don't get a chance to kind of really take time to make a meal like I used to. But you know, we survive. You know, even if it's wingdings in the air fryer, which is a favorite. We like for some chicken wings now.
Yeah,
I gotta try the wings that you made for Shane.
Yes, come back.
But yeah, at this point, food is survival. That sit down and really enjoy the meal phase is not where we are right now in life. But you know, I when I can, I'll you know. Right now, I think it's not rice and eggs. It's what is he? He likes making noodles and eggs right now.
Noodles and eggs.
Noodles and eggs.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going through a phase.
You're just going through a phase.
It's this thing. It's just random. Just
again, I would still prefer rice and eggs. You know, I would always run back to that. Like even if I have the opportunity to make a sandwich, you can edit that out. You can edit that out. You were mad loud. That was uncalled for.
I'm gonna drink my juice.
As I was saying, you know what? I'm just gonna. It doesn't even matter.
He makes noodles and eggs. That's his thing.
Yes, that's my thing. But again,
Sean
I still prefer rice and eggs.
Yes.
So.
Are you dropping hard hints for me right now?
No, I'm just saying, I like, you know.
We'll enjoy this one.
I just know that come April 14th when my birthday comes around, you know, that's the problem next time.
I don't have a pot big enough. Because he won't share.
He wants all of it. All of it.
How dare I take some?
Okay. And so, based on what I'm hearing you saying, like you're the one who does most of the cooking, or is there things that like you do you have especially like I do
not
breakfast?
Really. I mean, I'll make breakfast sometimes. Like if it's easy to make, like I would like to be an amazing cook, and I think I am in my head. But the problem is that the amount of failure that I see before me,
really,
it bothers me. So I don't
like failing when you're afraid of like trying.
Yeah, like and I know that's kind of like because obviously you know the greatest cooks in the world.
You have to fail,
right?
Yeah,
but like I think I don't want to put myself out there like that, but I will say this: I try to, when it comes to cooking, I know I'm not a cook, but I've always wanted to be the one to be like, yo, I want to make this dish the one time and it just be baked.
And it's perfect.
So like, so I always wanted to be that type of thing, like, like my skills are just that amazing, and it just doesn't translate that like that. So like, you know, I'll start something small like with cereal, you know, so I'll pour it differently, you know, maybe add a little milk differently.
I'm so sorry.
So, you know,
Sean's mind is the best of him.
It's just,
I understand Miles so much more.
Exactly.
I hope you know that. Miles is their 6-year-old child, and I understand him so much more.
Don't do that. Miles is a different beast.
No,
Miles is a different beast.
I tell him this all the time.
Don't bring Miles into this. He's a different animal.
No, you guys are very similar.
I tell him all the time, carbon copy.
I can leave and I can bring Miles back if you want it.
Yes, Miles is going to come back. So I want you to see the connection. Miles is going to have to come back.
Yeah, when you guys meet Miles, you'll get it.
You'll understand. Okay.
I was just the vessel.
Anyway, what I was saying, like I said, I need to make more of an active effort to at least try to prepare something. That's been a silent goal of mine for 2021. So, you know, just taking risk, you know, and just trying to because again, I've seen a lot of people, you know, take risks and like, you know, it is what it is. Just start small and, you know, see where it goes. But
Sean could totally do it. Sean just, in his active imagination, won't allow him to just simply follow directions.
So has he cooked anything, like what was the first thing he cooked for you? If you can remember.
So when we got married, well, we did cook together prior to.
Okay.
When we got married one time, I was tired of cooking. I was like, you know what, you need to try. I asked this man to make a pot of rice.
Rice is hard. I will say that.
Is it though?
Rice, if you don't, it's hard if you don't know the ratio.
Right.
Like if you don't know, like it can be hard. But like
YouTube was already out.
Google
was live.
no, it wasn't. Well,
we're not that old, so we got married in 2012.
Right, but
was it 2012? Yeah, 2012.
Oh yeah, YouTube was definitely a thing.
And Google was here.
Yes, Google.
I told this man, I said, just make a pot of white rice, please. I forgot what we had in the fridge. I was like, just make some white rice. I'll do the rest. I sat at that dining room table and watched this man. I'm sitting right there. You would think he would be like, so Sandra, when you make rice, how do you know that? No. I thought maybe he was gonna grab his phone and Google it or something. I said nothing. This man took some dry rice, threw it in a pot, took said pot, stuck it under the faucet, and added water. And then placed this pot of rice and water onto the stove, covered it, and walked away.
Oh wow.
That thing came out like cement, just a block of rock, okay? He was so mad.
Okay.
I was like, you mean to tell me I'm sitting right here, you have the internet, the world is your oyster, you couldn't just Google how to make white rice?
Yeah.
And I purposely didn't say anything because I just really wanted to see,
what
was he gonna do?
So here's the thing. I was going through something that day.
Okay.
And I was emotionally drained. So like I just kind of wanted to just get through the motion.
Of making rice.
Right. So the cement that you claim that you got, you know, again, I had a long day. So, you know, I just needed to.
Sean, that's not the point. That's beyond the point. The point is you're very capable. You just don't allow yourself to follow direction. Just open up a recipe, 2 tablespoons, 1 cup. Boil first, preheat, all the instructions.
We didn't have measuring cups.
You just think in your mind that you are Gordon Ramsay
we didn't have
and you just gonna chef it up.
I actually
flip some
did
things.
make some really good Gordon Ramsay eggs though.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
With the I've tried those eggs before.
Yes,
Did you try them?
Yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah. That's a start. Those are actually not easy to make. So I feel like you have the capability of being a good chef. Well, next season you have to come back. I want to have to show you a few things so you can. So you
You can show me too.
Overcome. You both can come back. You can overcome that fear because I feel like for cooking you have
He's
to.
very confident. It's not fear.
You have to fail in order to get it right. I think.
He just needs to follow directions.
Would you say? I guess I want to ask this question. I was going to ask this question, like how, because it seems like your relationship to food kind of like I'll ask you this question about him. In what way does Sean, and you can answer it in relation to her, in what way does Sean's relationship to food reflect his personality?
Okay, so Sean is that guy that, like, right now he's going through the noodles and eggs phase. He's gonna divulge in that until he's like, you know what? I'm good. And that is Sean in life. He will like something, big it up. Yo, Marcus, you gotta try this. Yo, this joint dang, it smell mad good. And then, literally, 2 weeks later, this joint trash out like that. I'm the next thing already. He's like already on to the next thing. So like he'll like something and he'll like all in it, and then like literally. So I'm here, I go like, oh, Sean likes these. I'm gonna get this for him, and I'm like, here, Sean. He's like, I don't like that no more. That is my husband.
I feel like Chain's like that. I feel like that's Chain.
I mean, and here I am, like, she was like, it's hard for me to kind of like surprise please him because here I am thinking like, oh, he's gonna love this, and he's like, that was so last week. I don't want that anymore. Yeah. So you put my man.
Yes.
You're like, oh, okay. I'll keep it.
That's her yogurt. Love yogurt and granola. Come back from
parfaits.
Fixed her lunch. She came back one day. I don't like yogurt no more.
Just like you're like, who does that? Who just like stop liking stuff? Sean. That's who.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Go to a restaurant. he'll introduce them like, oh yeah, that's what I get this, bam, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, okay. So me, if I like something,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
It won't fail me. I know what it is.
Every time.
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Not Sean.
Yeah.
If we go to a restaurant, he refuses to tell me what he's going to order.
Really?
I was like, what you gonna get? He's like, what you gonna get? I'm like, well, I'm probably just gonna get this, you know. He's like, okay. I'm like, so what are you gonna get? I'm gonna get what I'm gonna get. Like, he will not tell me what he's ordering. So
Why?
I appreciate the fact that he'll try something new.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always work out, but at least he tried something new.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Sean, food-wise, his relationship with food is very much reflective of his personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't divulge what I'm gonna eat because I don't want her asking me for it.
But I'm gonna see
That's all it
it.
is. That's all it is. I don't care if you see it.
I actually don't
Or
order
I
the same
don't. I don't want her to order the
thing.
same. Like I just find it.
I would never order what you're ordering. That doesn't make
That's not
sense.
the point.
You don't
point
want her to
is-
try it?
To be honest, not even. Like you should have just thought about it before I did, and then ordered it. Premonition. I don't know.
I'm gonna leave him here. I'll leave him here.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Anyway, that's a separate conversation.
So, how is Sandra's relationship to food reflective of her personality? Would you
It's
say?
just consistent. Like Sandra's like cream of wheat, you know? Like
Cream of wheat.
Yeah, like you boil it, you stir it. It's hot. You
Don't act
eat
like
it.
you know how to make cream of wheat.
I do.
No, you
I make
don't.
grits too. It's like they're all the same within the same family.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of food, like she doesn't necessarily, you know, she doesn't venture out. She's not as adventurous with food as I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's not really big on spices.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she limits her palate to
Mm-hmm.
you know said menu. Or
I like what I like.
You like what you like. Just
So
yeah,
you know.
you know what you want.
right.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
it's as basic as a bowl of cereal.
Mhm.
Don't call me
I-
basic.
No, I'm just saying it's as basic as a bowl of cereal in terms of like she'll enjoy it
Mhm.
because this is what she likes.
Mm-hmm.
But if you switch it up on her and you give her something,
Mm-hmm.
off brand or like,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, or you like change the milk up, and like, what?
Mhm.
What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's simplistic.
Yeah.
She's very simplistic when it comes to
Okay.
food. How about that? Not basic.
Yeah.
Simplistic.
Thank you. Thank you.
And in life, you would say.
But technically, isn't
Yeah.
basic
I'm,
and simplistic
I'm very
the
easy
same
to
thing?
please.
No, they're.
No, it's
they have
different.
connotations.
It's different.
They have different
Well, it's different now.
In
in
2021.
But there's something
Exactly.
different.
But
There's
now, so
something can be basic and then something can be simple and elegant. Like there could be
Thank you.
like something can be elegant but simple versus.
When you say
just,
basic, it's kind of like boring, whack. That's what people are going to think when you say basic. Simplistic is very different.
okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay. And would you say like the way that you each like to be loved is similar to that? Like, do you think you want to be loved in a consistent way, and you kind of want to be
Yes.
Very much
like
so.
spontaneous?
I need the
Why
green.
are you slamming on the
Oh, I'm
table?
sorry.
No, it's
Because
fine.
I apologize.
No, it's okay.
But
It's doable.
yes, I would say that it does reflect also our love language because
Mhm.
Sandra likes the consistency,
Mhm.
but I like the spontaneity. I like the grandiose.
Yeah.
I like.
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't say I need it, but I need it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm here for.
Mhm.
That makes it very difficult for me
It seems
because
like yeah.
It's not.
I'm the
really
complete opposite.
difficult.
Mhm.
in your mind it's not. Sean is amazing. Holidays, gifts.
Mhm.
Gifts is his love language,
Mhm.
He's always trying to outdo himself.
Mhm.
People love that about him. He's
Mhm.
amazing. And I'm like, just give me a hug. Tell me that you love me.
And
I'm
that's all
straight.
you need.
I'm straight.
Mhm.
It's nice. I appreciate the gifts.
Mhm.
It's just, I feel bad because I feel like he's looking for this certain kind of reaction from me.
Mhm.
And it's hard for me to give that to him because kind of like, while I appreciate this beautiful bowl, like this is nice.
Mhm.
If you had simply came and held my hand and said, you look great today,
would've-
that would have warmed me up just as much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he has a hard time understanding, like, why don't you like things? I need you to like things. And so, yeah, our love, yes, very much so.
It does make it easier on the wallet, but then at the same time, it's weird though because at one end I'm like, well, it's ideal
Mhm.
because I'm not the other guy here. Like, we're gonna have to get like this next thing of
Yeah.
jewelry or
Mhm.
like the next bag or shoes, whatever.
Mhm.
But then I do like to tap into my creative side. But then it's
Mhm.
like, well, like this, like these are bragging rights, you know, amongst, you know, your circle. Like this is something that you can be like, yeah, well, look at this, you know.
I'm so not that girl.
And a lot of times it's just kind of like, bruh, like what else I gotta do?
Right. So it's
So
like they're impressive. They're beautiful things. They're like, people see them. They're like, oh my gosh, that's so dope. And I'm like, yeah, that's cute.
But you wanted the simple.
Right.
I don't. It's not even a one thing. Like I said, I don't require all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, because he's so expressive and so into so many things, just like that bowl of fuzz,
Like
there's so much
fuzz,
going on.
Yeah.
And you know, that's his thing. That makes him happy. And it's kind of like, you know, so I do my due diligence to at least, you know, post a picture of it, like that, so that he can feel like this hard creative work is, you know, being seen and appreciated. And I'm just kind of like, can I just lay on the couch? Like, just want to touch your leg, you know, just you know, just with that quality time and then just talk. So it's like I get it. It's just very hard for me to mirror that, because it's just it's so off for me. I didn't grow up, you know, like
with that type of
wanting things. It's kind of like I was very content and grateful to just have whatever we had, and I just think that's my personality.
I didn't grow up wanting things. Well, pause. not that I.
Yeah.
Not like that. So you were like, I'm not saying like you're materialistic or anything, but you like creative things. You like things. You like shiny things. First of all, look how I look, right? Okay. Do you see my husband? Do you see these accessories? He doesn't wear glasses, America.
Oh.
I really can't see though. What is that, 6?
You could see.
Yes, you've been exposed. I say that to say that he's just, you know, it's simple, but he always has a way of kind of jazzing things up, and I love that about him. I'm just not.
That's not naturally.
That's not me. Like you said, I'm a nice, you know, bowl of oatmeal, cream of wheat, filling, you know, simple. No, he's all of that we had: scallions, sriracha, everything. So you know, we try to find a happy medium.
A balance.
Try.
Okay. So the last question I'm going to ask is a question that I ask everyone who comes to this show. So when you think of the word food, I'm going to ask each of you this question. What is the first word that comes to mind?
Rice.
Rice. Why rice?
Because you go Caribbean, it's like
it's just rice.
It's a staple.
That's Shan too. She's nodding her head back there. It's rice.
And you understand. I think, you know, when growing up it was like a norm, but then you get older, you understand rice just goes such a long way. It's so filling. And so, economically speaking, if y'all was struggling, you wouldn't know because your belly was full.
Because you have the rice.
Rice and peas, you know, rice and, as the children said, sauce pois. You know, chicken, whatever. It's just rice is just something that I'm good with. Like, give me some rice.
Yeah. So that's when you think of food, you think of rice.
That was the person that came to
that's
mind.
That's fine. I totally get that. That makes a lot of sense. Sean, first word.
He's already thought of 8.
I know. So just pick one of them.
Yeah, I would say rice.
You would?
I would definitely say rice.
Really? For the same reason?
Actually,
we're in sync.
Yeah. I would say rice.
Second word is comfort, but
comfort.
Yeah. First thing that popped in my head definitely was rice.
Yeah. Final answer?
Yeah.
Would you say? Okay, rice.
Don't tell me you tired of rice when we get home.
No, I mean, I don't eat rice all the time.
I don't cook because he got to a point where he was kind of like, yeah, I'm riced out.
Yeah.
He much prefers other things.
Like, dating a Haitian, you will eat a lot of rice. So for all you young guys out there,
listen,
gals,
any Caribbean, I think we just eat rice. Okay?
Rice.
No, not to the level as he's like.
Our rice is delicious. I don't know what to tell you.
Like I asked for water. I asked for water one time and they gave me rice.
Stop! No!
Like who does that? I'm thirsty.
The lies.
I'm thirsty.
The lies.
A mountain of rice. And you have
That's the only problem.
You have to eat all of
Caribbeans
it.
have no portion control.
You gotta eat all of it.
It's just like a mountain of rice and then everything else is aside, where rice is supposed to be inside.
And my mom is like, yo, you getting fat. And I'm like,
I do remember her saying that.
Really?
Like, yo.
Because of all the rice?
He was just happy, I think, you know.
Like, you don't want to be disrespectful, but then at the same time, it's like, bro, like, why are you filling my plate with a whole pot of rice? Like, and she's like, oh, well, you're going to eat it. I'm like, well, I have no choice but to eat it.
But you ate it, though.
Because I don't want to be disrespectful, but like, why, like, can we just like not eat for one day?
No, it's not an option.
That's not how it works.
Heck.
But yeah,
Wow,
no,
right.
it's-
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, this has been a very interesting conversation. The most interesting conversation I think we've had to date. I don't know. I feel like every conversation like has its own thing, but this one has been very entertaining. But I want to thank you guys for coming to the show,
Thank you for having
Thank you
me.
for
trying the food.
It was
and-
delicious.
Yes.
It was really good.
Yes,
really
well,
good.
thank you. Well, thank you. And you guys have to come back for season 2. We'll have to do something else. You have to bring Miles back.
Okay.
Bring Nova.
He did ask to come.
He didn't have to come. So
He
he's
was
gonna have to
like,
come. You guys
several
have to be
Can I come by Jimmy C? I was like, not today. He was like, oh man.
Next season, Miles gonna have to come back. Yes, yes.
Good luck wrangling that
Yes,
one.
you'll see how they're very similar. But I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Remember to like, to share, subscribe.
Yeah.
And I hope you tune in to the next episode next week. And remember, it's #relationship foods coming at you. Thank you and take care. We'll see you next week. Bye. Thank you guys so much for tuning into part 2 of my amazing conversation with Sean and Sandra. I hope you enjoyed it because I definitely did. And with that, that's a wrap. Not only to this episode, but to this entire first season of Relationship Foods. Yes, we are at the end. And I want to thank you. My wife and I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this first season. All of your likes, your comments, your subscribes, your shares. They have meant the world to us. And I hope you stay tuned for season 2, rather. We are coming back. Yes, we are not done. We are far from done. We have so much more to do, so many more dishes to prepare, so many more people, interesting people to interview. So I hope you stay tuned. And in the meantime, I hope you rewatch old episodes of Relationship Food season 1. I hope you tell somebody else about them so they can get all caught up on season 1 before season 2 drops. But until next time, I hope you keep cooking. I hope that this episode, this series inspired you to get in the kitchen and to cook and to really think about what your relationship to food is. And I hope that you're inspired to try the recipes that I cooked, you're inspired to try new recipes, and you're just inspired to get in the kitchen. So I hope you do that until next time, and I will see you back for season 2 of Relationship Foods. Bye.
#relationship foods.
Yes,
Coming at ya.
#relationship foods coming at you.